NiP to start on CT side, so a great start for the Swedes as we go into the pistol round. Kevlar bought up by most players, but it's Dead Fox over on Hellraiser to have the utility set up. A single flash smoke and grenade, and NiP have the HE and defuse kit for Exist. Into the pistol, Hellraisers early into Banana, but mid control will also be taken as Get Right looks on through, taking down Wox, expanding on through the box. It Exists to get the follow-up. A 3 versus 5 with Dead Fox on 21. It's all gone south for Hellraisers.
Yes, sir, and Forest. Both looking to get themselves in positions to be those MVP players at this point. Forest important because he's holding through long. Issa, meanwhile, important because if he can spur that on towards A, get that entry pick from either Boiler or Balcony, could potentially turn things over Hellraiser and make it a little bit more achievable. Sure, two very different positions, but both run along the same sort of idea. Still, Hellraiser's yet to use that. No peek, no nothing. If anything, just a team playing scared. They still push back. And they retreat. They fall towards the depths of mid. And that's where Rez will tap them away. Get Right in the corner. The bait and switch setup. Come on, run on in, he says. Get Right. Gonna be taken down by the Glock, but Rez is still there causing problems, but they're both whiffing. And that's when things get awkward. Rez surviving. Playing time, gets back to the site, now starts to land his shots. Forrest following up through the smoke. Leaving the 0 all on him. He'll lose his head and is in pajamas. They get themselves a CT pistol. Starting further off strong.
A very good start with the entries, of course, down towards Banana. Picks galore for the CTs, and then eventually just Rez wrapping back in and waiting for Hellraisers to pick through. Forrest also with a blind shot through the smoke. NiP rotating in time to support him. That will be the pistol to the favour of the Swedes. And of course, no bomb plant means that Hellraisers will be up for a bye here. Entry, pretty standard so far. 2 grenades down towards that bottom of Banana position. Doesn't quite get the frag damage that NiP were hoping for. Of course, Hellraisers reading it and holding back behind the stairs to ensure that they do not lose a life because of that double grenade setup, and now they will just look to try and push in. Default setup, Apps, Banana, bomb on the back of Dead Fox, who is playing with Banana players. Get Right, and Rez will be the men to take the defensive here for NiP. Still time to play for Hellraisers. At best, they're probably looking for a bomb plant, damage done. Probably not around here, but you know, these CZs. Wow, I'm all over the place today. 1 minute to go. Hellraisers with the full spire, looking to do a little something in this round.
Playing very far back on these sites, composed with the SMGs. Draken, hold in the corner. Hellraisers bunching up now with the bomb over on towards that B site. Still, though, the bulk of their forces are on A. The idea is to split through that archway, get on towards the B site. The smoke is perfect. Exist unable to follow the plan with the FAMAS. Hellraisers now waiting for the team to rejoin them. Banana looking likely the molly. Gonna slow things down to a grinding halt, but the smoke follows up, and that's when they can burst on through. Woxic leading the charge, checks the corner, Get Right, Rez, both striking up these SMGs, tearing them to shreds. Rez still standing, the Giant holding down the back of this A site, tapping away with a USP. Angel trying, having a swing at Rez, but it's only the trade. Zero ending his teammate. And it all comes down to him. Draken, that SMG holding the bomb. That MP9 is not a weapon you want to play with up close and personal. If anything, distance is what you need, and distance is the answer. Forest finishing it off 2-0.
0-0, no. No, come on. That is just tragic from Hellraisers. They did not need to lose that one man. You know, they had a chance. They had the 2 versus 2, the CZs at that kind of a range could have been able to pick together a round, and that would have been a nice steal from Hellraisers to kick off their T side. Just, so tragic, and now they're down to a force buy again. Hellraisers a little bit pissed after that one, hoping to maybe find themselves another round here, but they're just going to get picked apart by NiP. 2 versus 4, the rifles, the SMGs doing their damage, leaving Hellraisers left broken, battered, and bruised. 0 on no kills, even despite 1 in this round. And a bomb control to the CT side. All up to him. Try and rectify his mistake, but he's going to be denied that much by Exist. 3-0 NiP. Take the conversions.
You definitely are feeling the pain of Hellraisers right now, aren't you? An emotional roller coaster with them. That's one way to put it. But the Swedes still stand 3-0 over their opposition. And that isn't likely to change anytime soon, as this 4th round may be just as bleak as the last. Just $2,000 or so in the banks of each and every terrorist. They are going to have to sit back, relax, try and see if they can get a plant or something. But even that is a significant question. One that I have a feeling we're not really going to be getting an answer to anytime soon. At least one of a positive nature. As they start to peek out and kill after kill, and they get pushed back. Some death being delivered. Dead Fox hit with a blow. Issa down to 9 HP. Draken at range, delivering some deadly poison from his MP9.
All favour NiP. CT side just crushing Hellraisers. They're down to Felico in this round, and yeah, definitely not the situation you want to be at if you are the T side. We'll just work sick left alone. Bomb on his back. He can sneak past the CTs holding an apps, and maybe he might get a bomb plant, but now they rotate back into passive positions. Now they just hold back and ensure that they cannot get access to a site. He's just left alone here. No armor, no utility. A P250 gets the first tag on Rez, but not much more than that. Simple spray, 2 kills for Rez, 4-0, and now the first rifle round will come through from Hellraisers. Force buying in 2 rounds in a row, so it comes out one late. May force the issue away from them as well for the max loss bonus buy. AWP, 4 AKs, decently defined on the utility set. 5 smokes, 4 Molotovs. Myriad of flashbangs and a single HE. So, Hellraisers into the default, straight out towards the top of mid, top of second mid as well. In Banana, Dead Fox will go looking for the likes of Draken. He's holding close range, and good tag coming in from Zero to tag Forrester 54. And Draken burning alive in the Molotov. Not where you want to be going, but he will land the first pick onto Dead Fox.
That's a very solid start for NiP as Woxic hungry to bring it back now, but he can't do anything. The smoke's completely blinding him, leaving him with nothing to work with. Isla, at least in Boiler, been playing very aggressive within his buys and what he's been purchasing the past few rounds. Now he's on a rifle. Let's see if he can do anything more. No matter the money he's thrown in, the result has been all the same. Just flat loss for Hellraisers. Rez still holding down Banana. Not going to be firing aggressive up now. Instead, wants to be a little withdrawn because at the end of the day, Draken is fairly low and he's also quite far away. He actually calls for the rotate of Draken back to that B site just to be sure. Yeah, right. Playing off long corner. This is his shot. A decision to make. Do you push on through or not? Issa is so close, almost touching distance. But get right, not going to get aggressive. He'll go to the more passive-based route. Rotate back around towards the site itself and play towards short. Which will potentially be the crush play from Hellraisers. Just one simple flash, they'll take the fights. They'll send 1 or 2 players around towards long, but for the most part, short really is where the party will happen.
Oh, Draken.
Oh, Draken.
Very well played from him. Zero also with the entry of the T side, taking down Exist Forest with a trade, though he doubles down, triples down on Woxic and Issa as they all just line up one by one for the MP4 spray and a 5-0 for NiP. Hellraisers, of course, with the force buyers, leave their economy in a questionable state. Probably looking at an eco here for the T side. They will get some upgraded pistols, but not much more than that.
These pistols gonna have to try and work an opportunity, likely up through Banana or even deep up mid. I mean, right now it is going to be them throwing that smoke and a flash to allow them to get them up if they want it. Sending Angel face first. Rare's going to throw a flash right back at them, setting up for the boost. It's been called, playing off the corner. And that could be devastating itself. Forest shredding those players who try and peek in through that smoke. Angel was able to do a pretty good job of punishing Get Right for getting up on that boost, but Rez still securing the trade kill. Hungry for more, he'll peek out once again. Angel shoulder peeking a little too far. Woxic again brings it full circle to 3 versus 3. Picks up the rifle. But so much more for Hellraisers to do. The advantage not as clear cut as you would originally think.
Mostly leaving this one up to Woxic. Would like to see him pass that M4 off to Issa. He's got Kevlar helmet. Woxic doesn't, so can suffer to the headshot of Exist right here with the M4 and proving my point. Doesn't get the headshot, but gets a spray anyway. Issa back with a trade. Now will pick up the M4, but he's been tagged up pretty hard for Hellraisers. 2 versus 2. What can the T side do? They could actually break down the B site here and make it work against the likes of Draken. 30 seconds on the clock, and the M4 getting picked up by Zero as well. Can work with this. It's up against the AWP, baiting the shot. Draken still peeks out and still takes down Zero, so it leaves it up to Issa with the bomb on his back. Peeking close range, spraying, getting a lot of damage onto Draken, 26 down, and a rotation being called on Forest. 13 seconds, Issa has to plant now. The bomb goes down, he's defending the B site from the back, may make his way in towards Darker. Very key choke point for a T site defensive, smoking off the cross, making sure Forest can't get the advantage with an AK. And now just holding back and waiting for the T side. CT's not tempted to peek right here. Forrest eventually does see the shot, does eventually spot the man, but tapping him down, gets damage traded back against him. Issa spraying onto Draken, 5 HP. Forrest closes the gap as well, just looking for a single shot. They've got the fuse kits, and he will take down one more, looking for the clutch on Forrest. This is possible. Issa with a 3K, and yes, he's going to do it for the first round on the board for Hellraisers.
A complete lack of tempo there from NiP on the retake. Why are you so slow? Not a goat climbing up a mountain, for God's sake. Come on, gotta up the pace there. Get onto the site. Take it much more like a bull. Grabbed around by the horns and go to work at it. Well, they do the polar opposite. They take it slow. And how Issa to reposition twice, 3 times over. And he plays it to a T. Credit to Issa where it's due. Has to be given. Hellraisers with a chance. At least NiP can reset them here. That's going to be the goal for them now. You can't lose hope in Hellraisers. If anything, they've just reinvigorated themselves. This is their shot on their T side to get something done. Not the greatest of starts as Rez, the slow peek around the corner, does take down Dead Fox.
That puts Dead Fox on 007 as well. RIP to the bottom fragger of Hellraisers. It's NiP have a double up set up, and Rez will open things up for that CT side. Most of the defensive is locked on A as well, which is where Hellraisers are going. 4 on 3 for the entries here. 1 man in apps, 3 holding up towards mid. Can go short or long, but Draken's locking this one down. Woxic, the AWP on AWP shot. Who will win it out? Draken spotting the shoulder, takes down Issa, drops the bomb. And Exist is here to back them all up alongside Forest. He will eventually peek, spotting out Woxic, spraying manically, able to drop him anyway to the 2 versus 5. Hellraisers yet to get a pick in this round. Angel will face, Exist will double down, taking him out of the action, and Forest picks up the last on to 0 for a 6-1 favour to NiP. Hellraisers will get reset with only reserve money to play with in this round.
6-1. What can you do right now if you are NiP, apart from just continue to plow your opposition who are on pistols? This should be an easy one. Round number 9 is where Hellraiser can at least have a chance to fight. They'll have the AWP if they want it. But even then. Rez, notably, needing to be pointed out, he's 11-2 right now. Really strong opening performance. Shot after shot, Draken finishing off Issa with just the USB. A second as well, he takes down 0. Make that to a 3rd.
A 4th overall for Draken. Screw the AWP, you only need a USP for the man from the NiP CT side, and 7-1. His scoreline is starting to spiral out of control. Eerily similar to the first series when NiP and Hellraisers took each other on in the EPICENTER qualifiers. Buying down in full here, Hellraisers forcing the issue, but look at the aggression from NiP, straight up into mid, into second mid, trying to catch off the T side, with Draken looking on towards Dead Fox's position here on, the bridge, taking him out. First pick, favour NiP, and look at this, they're walking right into a trap. Get right does fall, but Exist is there for the trade. Right there in mid connector. 0 will make his way up, does get the trade back again, so AK recovered 3 versus 3 at least for Hellraisers, but look at Forest's position, they're just getting out-dealt the poor hand as he takes down 0. Angel next up to the chopping block. The Forest will eventually find some discipline, rotate back into the apps, hold down the CTs. 60 seconds for Hellraisers to make a 3 versus 2 disadvantage work.
55 seconds. Woxic and Angel. 2 players up against 3. Really, the round instigated by Angel right now, knowing exactly where Draken is. But he wants more. Trying to really think this one through. Going to get close. May have just spotted out Forest. I'm not sure if he has. He needs to take just another step forward if he really wants to make that work. Starting now to move around the site itself. Still watches towards him. The minute he turns, he has to execute him. 25 seconds to Molly towards short. Forest cannot get close. The bomb caught up. Will get planted.
Toxic, good, quick scope. Forest will fall. And a very key positional play from Angel will open up the chance here for Hellraisers. On res for the retake. Orp in his hands, held out towards Library, making his way in from long. But there's Angel with an AK to shut him down on the drive-by. Not saving the second AWP. Hellraisers will make their way up to 2 here, so back in with another round. And it did initially seem like it was going against them, but just in the same way that NiP had the aggressive positional advantage, Hellraisers will find one of their own. And NiP, their economy hasn't been built up well at all. It seems like it's all just crumbling to pieces. Double up set up in play for this next round, so they are buying pretty hard. The 3M4's full sets of utility will leave them with little to work with in the next one, so Hellraisers an opportunity to break the CTs down, to take themselves a bit more of an advantage here on the T side, which so far has not started off well. NiP still one away from winning their CT half. At 7-2, 5-round deficit with NiP in the lead.
NiP, some holes they really need to plug on their CT side. I mean, that previous round, they basically neglected balcony completely. Which is why the round was able to be played out in the way it was. You give Hellraisers an inch, they'll take a mile. For now, still going to be playing relatively far back into mid. Get right, far down Banana, but can't really do anything with it. The smoke there just to basically block him off, and he's more than content with just re-smoking it, sitting in the same position. And then it's just that passive B control. He can now be much, much safer towards the tip. Just jump spot it, whatever he wants to do. Just allows a bit more confidence and manpower to be relocated towards an A site. Most notably, of course, the position of Res, when we discussed that. They'll be holding Archway with the AWP. 35 seconds, though, Hellraisers, you've got to start to move somewhere. Res may well be given his chance. The flash is bad. Very, very bad, in fact. But Res, pretty bad himself, too. Misses the crucial shot. Allows the opening to come through. And at this point, the B site is completely taken. There's nothing they can do to hold it off, and it's a done round.
Even if they wanted to rotate, they've still got to deal with this shot. So close in the Library. Spotting out Forest. Forest takes the early shot, but Exist will be the man that falls all in all. Forest even getting taken down. Issa rubbing salt in the wound here for NiP. Does fall to the hands of Draken, but now the T's know where they are, and they are going hunting. Zero, good shot, but unable to find himself the full frag. And Draken just trying to, he's getting cornered at this point, trying to fight his way back out of it, trying to land Dead Fox. Dead Fox does spray. And that will be a third round on the board for Hellraisers. Dead Fox able to get his first on the board, interestingly enough. Took him 10 rounds to get there, but he does find it. So yeah, 7-3, NiP. Still in the lead, but this economy looks broken here for the CT side. And a quick pause, just to slow the momentum for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, NiP going to be calling it tactical, and I think it's a pretty good time too. I have a lot of questions about that round, really. I mean, Rez AWPing, misses the shot. I mean, generally, Rez has been very, very strong in series. He's 11-4 right now. But even then, like, there's so many issues within the way that the positions were played in that past round. And him basically missing that one shot was the catalyst for Hellraisers to basically collapse on towards that site. They got the pick, of course, on Banana. But then by clearing out Archway, I mean, it's over.
Yeah, quick moment to take an E here for NiP. Obviously need to discuss this whole thing forward here. SMGs, M4s, all out to play. Yeah, definitely a force coming in from the NiP side, so interesting enough as it stands, Hellraisers still have the better buy. AKs, M4s and AWP in play. As here we go, NiP out of freeze time, out of the pause here. Mostly SMGs to play with, limited on the utility set as well. So odds on, probably going to be a fourth for Hellraisers.
Real important round now for NiP, considering what they've spent into it. Hellraisers arguably more so though as they try and repair their T side. already up to 3, looking for their 4th. A lot of aggression coming up through Banana. Clearing it out bit by bit. Very careful approach. Aggression from Boiler from NiP is interesting. I mean, it's just one man. He's got Zero right behind him. And it does lead to a few kills. Rez and Draken both making it work. And it actually forces Hellraisers to decide to make the call on where they're going to go. And they choose A, which it's ideal for them. But then NiP are rotating players to B, which changes everything completely. Because now the A site is all on Draken. Whereas if they just stood their ground and didn't rotate at all, this round would have played out perfectly for NiP, but they've almost overthought it.
Up coming in, Angel takes down Draken, turn it back to a 3-on-3. Hellraiser's entry into the A bomb site. Woxic planting it down for boxed corner. Exist, Rez and Get right here for the retake. All 3 players coming in from mid. Over that, they could lock out a crossfire exit frag. NiP making their way in. Exist in particular, taking the advanced angle with Rez coming in from the apps. Looks like exit frag set up here. They're not going to go for the retake. They'll hold passive. They will wait. Hellraisers, if they exit, then this could be a bad sign. In the apps they go. Hellraisers here to deal with them. Sprays down the first man, picking up the AK and running right away. Damage done. That's all they need to do. Maybe one player might die in a bomb blast, and indeed they do. Woxic goes falling. That's going to be one man staying alive. Hellraiser's economy crippled here with a new buyback coming in from 4 players. NiP with an opportunity available with a rifle save. They can force back into this one. AKs, M4 is coming into play, and a UMP for Draken. Not a bad round from NiP given the situation. Getting everything out of it as they could.
Needs to be thrown over. Interesting for me is just the quirky rotate that NiP made. I mean, it felt like they made a gamble without much reasoning behind it. To go towards B. Could have just stood their ground on A. Would much have preferred to see them then retake the B site if it went that way. But it is what it is. Round 12. Exist. Molly towards mid. Right now, they basically see nothing towards the site. The only kind of real presence here is going to be created by Zero. And it's about how much can he artificially do. It's just one man. Guys smoking off this B push from Hellraisers. They were about to go sporadically onto that site. But one smoke completely halts them in their tracks.
No early faces, no early picks. Default for Hellraiser still in effect as Issa in particular is back here in Banana Cubby corner. 4 remaining T's on Hellraiser will make their way in towards mid control. Issa does get a good flick on to Get Right, taking him out, looking for Rez as well, but Rez does get the trade. And receiving no other information, receiving no other challenge from Hellraisers probably indicates this would be an A-site hit. Draken in particular going aggressive towards Boiler, and he actually makes it work. AK recovered, backed on through, gets a second on Dead Fox. And a 2 versus 4 is now in effect, favourable to NiP, but Forest does fall. And Angel will gain control of the site for Woxic to get the plant down. He'll go aggressive, try look for an advanced angle against the CTs that are up for a retake now. Reds does end up falling. Exist trying to get a trade, but Angel triples down with his kills. All on Draken, last man, and Angel is desperately and adamantly looking for a 4th. 40 HP down, P250 for Woxic. In close range, just looking for this single one-tap headshot. Spams on through. Draken actually gets the AK spray and leaves up to a quad kill clutch for whoever gets this final one. Bomb down, Draken's got control, but it will be Angel to lock out another round for Hellraisers. AWP recovered and 5 on the T-side board.
Boiler peak after Boiler peak, giving Draken the double. But Hellraisers managed to save it, and another tactical pause now being put in play by Exist. Gonna have to try and talk this one out. You gotta feel for Draken in these scenarios, right? Because he's 17-6. He's doing everything he can to create opportunities for his team. But it's just not enough. Same really for Rez as well, 14-5. Not really much in it.
Yeah, pause coming through here. Not sure what the context is. Either way, it will be very quickly over and done with. So whatever the reason, we're ready to get into the next round. NiP with a forced buy back into this one. The UMP is coming out from the CTs. The AWP, of course, for Draken. Hellraisers have a full buy in effect, and NiP, this is a bit of a risk here. No rifles to play with, only the SMGs, and Draken playing anchor as the AWP, looking in from long to the defensive of NiP. Everybody else just basically has to play this like the UMPs of old, when they had quite an amount of range on them before nerf. Rez and Get Right, holding down B. Angel, first peek, doesn't spot Rez, but does see the smoke coming out from CT Cross. So knows that there's one man there, probably can connect the dots and realize that there is a second man on the site itself. But still a little over a minute to go. Hellraisers do have time to play with, but the initial setup in towards Banana, bomb there. Looks like it's going to be a B hit.
Yeah, but by the position of Zero and Issa as well, means that this B hit really comes down to how this initial contact goes. That's when they make the decision whether to stick it out or quickly rotate up towards A. Because Xenon was very hesitant. That's a bit of utility they could line up for the CT smoke, but once you start using their smokes and such, they almost have to commit at that point. They don't have much left. But looks like the bomb is going to come back and rejoin towards mid. 35 seconds now. Hellraisers, you need to just make a call and go with it. You start to work long. Draken, there to hold it. Finds the first kill. Falls back to Archway. Gonna hold on through. Waiting for a second target now. Exists close off this barrel. Actually gonna get aggressive. Deadfox just staring at Boiler, but flicks back just within the nick of time. Zero. Taking down Forest. Leads to a plant. 15 seconds just within the nick of time. Flash to go nice and high. In a pretty good situation all in all, but oh, Angel. Now he knows what's going on. Get right. Caught off guard by him sitting in underpass Draken. At least there to find the trade. Trez continues to move around long corner. 2 AWPs against 2 AKs. Retaking the A site? That's a tough ask. The bomb is ticking. They know where they are, but they can't quite field the shot. Zero already finding the first needed. Draken flicking up for the second. Looks for the third. He has no idea. It's an ace play from Draken, bear in mind. But it's not going to happen.
Just so unlucky for Draken. No defuse kit, no armor. Got himself 4 kills regardless, but just unable to close it out for NiP. And vice versa for Zero as well, dying with the bomb explosion. So 7-6, still favour to the Ninjas. Hellraisers have a buy up. NiP have a half buy. Max toss bonus though, so a rifle round to come through for the last round of the half. NiP, that UMP force buy didn't quite go as well as they would have wanted it to. Got close though. 4 players down in the end. 5 players do die for Hellraisers. Means that their own economy is in shatters. If NiP stole a round away here, then they could put themselves at 9-6. But for the moment, it is not the case. It is just the basic pistol play coming through. Issa, first man in to take down Exist in the apps area. Falling in Boiler. AK's recovered. UMP's picked. And 1 minute and 10 still left to work with for Hellraisers. Just playing this default, looking for another pick, which Forest will offer up to them. Issa. Very nice third. Or second, I should say, for a 3-on-5. Favour the Hellraisers right now.
Likely to be another A play. Deadfox will just be single-handedly forcing the hand of his opposition towards that B site. We keep talking about hands for some reason. Draken and the Deagle tears up 2. But it's not going to be enough. Rez, meanwhile, well, he steals a bit of Draken's love. Makes it happen. Finds a kill of his own. Still, though, that bomb is ticking. It's a 1v2 clutch. No kit. There's a smoke UMP and some body armor.
(2v1). Rez needs to land the 1D. He's already taken that first face and fluffed it. Zero, as a result, will punish. 2 kills for him in the round. Hellraisers losing 3 players, but that's not a problem. The economy is irrelevant here at 15 rounds. 7 apiece for both sides. NiP, a very good start into the CT side, but Hellraisers have brought this back, so an 8-7 half to their favour would be great to rock through the CT side with. Of course, challenging against the AWP and the 4 M4s of NiP is an AWP and an A and 4 AKs. for Hellraisers. Full sets of utility on both sides. NiP using quite a lot to suppress them, trying to push them into an unfavorable position. But Draken does go for a peek and almost pays the price for it. Eventually backing off into the A-long position. The bomb making its way up to top mid on Dead Fox. Woxic watching out for the backstab with the AWP. He's right behind that smoke, and Woxic doesn't have the info, but almost lands a couple of good shots. Still time for Hellraisers to work with, of course. But it looks like A is the play here. All 4 players minus Dead Fox. Ready to push in, make a split work. 3 CTs to deal with. A quick rotation probably coming in from the B side.
Angel already taking down Draken. Rez sitting through the smoke. Will push on through. Dead Fox knocked out of the round. More to be done by Get Right. But Issa there to secure the trade. Woxic taking down Rez. So far so good. Hellraisers holding the advantage. NiP still hungry for more, but just like that, Woxic secures both the kills needed for Hellraisers to win out the half. 8-7. We progress forward.
And progress forward they do. They do. Wow. I am really all over the place today. But yeah. T-side advantage for Hellraisers. CT side up. And a pause to come through. I imagine this is technical. Obviously, this is a pause just very, very quickly here. But yeah. Diffuse out, double flash for Dead Fox. Standard pistol, standard armor for everybody here. Vice versa for NiP, who do get the utility set up for Get Right. Smoke, a flash, and a HE. And vice versa for Exist, double flash smoke. So this is looking like an execution play from NiP. They can do this on a B site, you know, they can smoke cross, smoke coffins, and try put a 5-man hit on the B site, or smoke arch, smoke pit, and try and make their way on towards A site. There are options available with this particular setup, so I'm quite curious to see how NiP will use it going into this opening pistol.
Sure. I'll have to see how it plays out. For now. See how the start kicks off. Double flash setup on Exist. Single flash to smoke on Get Right. What a utility for NiP to really put into play. Flash towards Banana, but Woxic so crispy. Gets the first shot. Leading to that kill. Trade looking likely. Woxic 9 HP. That's what will escape on. But escapes nonetheless, and that's the important thing for Hellraisers. Standing 5/4. Push continues to come on through. Zero now being the problem. Draken gets one back, but Zero tap after tap. Dead Fox next in line as Forrest will secure the trade. Hungry for more, has swung wide, dealing with Zero. Not before he can take down Get Right, making it a 2-for-2. Exists a second as he claws out the headshot. This round is a frenzy. It leaves just Issa all on him. Pushing around. Has no real information. Forrest almost right behind him. Peeks out. A double tap. Securing a triple kill for him. A single for Draken Exist. And overall a very strong round from NiP.
Very nicely held together as well. Quick hit. Dealt with the players who were in coffins. And then from there it all spiraled out of control for Hellraisers, a 1 versus 2. And footsteps being made. Information gathered by NiP. They knew exactly how to play it. So 8-8 shall be the scoreline. NiP evening things up and likely to take away the lead from Hellraisers here on the T side. Full force coming in from the CTs. CZ's Deagles. The fuse kit for Dead Fox and already a grenade to shove him out of position. That could have been much worse if it landed closer. But fortunately for him, he is okay. NiP will make their way into the default. The SMG's out to play with for Rez, Draken, and Get Right, but Draken's going to get tagged pretty low. Exist will be able to get the trade and find the frag. The opener for NiP with a simple headshot on to Angel. Still close range, and they are doing a pretty decent amount of damage to the CT side. Just peeking in, prodding at the T default in mid. 60 seconds still left for NiP to work with. They still have a little bit of utility to flash, smoke, Molotov their way into the A side. They can also rotate to B. That's also viable. It's not a very long rotation time at all here. So 50 seconds left. NiP, for the most part, committing, but not just yet.
40 seconds. Rounding out now on the clock. Hellraisers under pressure. Such a strong first half, at least to start from them. I mean, what are you looking at? 7-1 to 7-8. The pistol not going their way. Rez making the second round look much like the same. Or even more like the same, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Phrasing is a thing of the past. Is NiP. They're just strutting their stuff. A good start. The buy really is what we're looking forward now for Hellraisers. It will be the save here. Gives them a more competitive 18th round. But that 19th really is going to where things heat up somewhat. And hopefully we see Hellraisers striking with a good round.
They're just so far shut out here. The pistol force buys the ecos. That's not quite working. Of course, the conversions for NiP. Take it 9-8 at this point in time on the T side. And not a single man dying for NiP as well. Just keeps that investment in, keeps the value for the guns. And of course, those AK staying in play for Exist Forest. It's just the perfect way to do it. Kills on those SMGs. Sadly, not 2 for Rez, which would have been just money building for him, which would have been perfect for NiP. They should just be keeping these rifles into the next one. Hellraiser's down to a basic eco. They've saved 3 guns. They've saved a bit of Kevlar and utility. Let's see what they can do with it. Maybe, again, they're looking for a couple of frags. They're looking for damage. It's the best that Hellraisers can get done at this point in the matchup. So, in towards a 3-2 split, favourable to NiP. Just going to go quick. Draken, of course, leading the charge. Grenade down, looking for Dead Fox. Counter grenade also does tag him low with Rez. Taking that kill when the frag grenade, the HE, shuts him down. Opening frag already to the favour of NiP.
Push is starting to come through now. NiP working their way up through mid and Molly. Straight into Boiler, forcing us to back up those steps. Actually taking 40 HP just to peek it alone. Even more now. Never should be letting a Molly do that much to you, but I mean, it's all the same. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to change the outcome here. NiP will roll over them. It will go 10-8. With barely any damage being done. Zero at least able to claw a kill on towards Draken. But that is it.
Just 1 kill for Zero, picking up a UMP, so not much for Hellraisers. I mean, seeing what they can find. I think Zero is just trying to save with the Kevlar, just try and relieve that investment in the next round because, you know, for Hellraisers, economy is still quite tender. And NiP can still shut them down. Yeah, 4 players staying alive. Going about as well as NiP would have wanted it to go here. The AK staying in play. SMGs don't really matter at this point because they should buy into full rifles. Or they can just keep them and get the value out. Either real pick makes sense, so 10-8 to the favour of NiP. Pistol conversion successfully received. And Hellraisers have a buy into this next round. Let's see what they can work with. AWP for Woxic, but he will go glass cannon if he decides to get it out. M4s should get brought up, no problem. Limited utility out here, and Woxic will go glass cannon. So interestingly enough for Hellraisers, trying to put that man into the linchpin, open up the first frag. NiP in towards his default, out towards second mid, and they are playing completely away from where Woxic is on the A site, holding passive. Hellraisers are going to play pretty passively, pretty defensively. Just wait for the T's. Don't open up a pick, just wait as they set up for the A site.
Exist, ready to take the contact. It's a completely blind corners being checked. That UMP rattling away, shot after shot. 3 quick kills. Woxic with the double. Issa hungry for more. Rips off 2 heads. Angel, one of his own. Hellraisers stepping up huge on their A-site defense.
My God. Well, that's one way to step up the energy in here. Welcome back, Hellraisers. Nicely done from Woxic as well. Opening things up on a no-scope second. Backed up by the rest of his teammates. As you say, solid defensive, and 4 players stay alive for the CT side. What a way to kick off the rifle round. And an AWP saved for Woxic as well. Can bring it into the next round, and Hellraisers just shut down NiP in their finest. Another buyback coming in from the T side. This next round takes a few ecos, as both sides will be down to a single round of loss bonus. Good grenades, good bit of utility in towards the banana push here for the CTs. Tagging Exist and Rez down very, very low. Get right. trying to take some aggressive advances. Trying to take some aggressive advances in the apps area, but unable to find the kills so far as Hellraisers are coming out on top. Dead Fox does get taken down, but Zero Trimes right back. Counter Flash coming in as Rez is down. Peek to come through. Zero not seeing Draken with the AWP peeking out towards the cross. A 4-on-4 so far as NiP desperately look back for a man advantage. They will rotate, just leave Draken here with the AWP to hold off the CTs as the bomb makes its way in towards A. And Get Right is already making a push.
Pushing forward now, going for even more. That A site collapsing. The growing tide of Swedes that run their way. Issa trying desperately to hold things off. Good for 2, make it to 3. Issa, please. Finally shut down by Get Right. But is it enough? Is it enough to save the round for NiP? Angel already rotated over, picks up the AWP, smoked off. Goes for a shot through, but it's not quite going to land. Instead now opting for the rifle. His teammate volleying up a few frags. Well, shots, but even then it doesn't matter. Get Right could not save it. 0 on the defuse. A great round from Issa. A real great round.
He has been the linchpin for Hellraisers. 2 kills in that opening rifle. And for here, 3 on the A site defensive. Done the damage. Just 2 players left for the retake, and Hellraisers just got it perfectly. 10-10. They even up the scoreline now in NiP. This victory is well in contention now for the T side. Buying down, of course, no AWP can come through for them this time. But 4 AKs and a Galil they will have. With that bomb plant, of course, Rez will open things up, but a spray from Zero to shut 2 down. Draken does fire back to the 3 versus 3, but he's done his damage, ensuring they cannot get banana control. Just leave it up to Angel now to defend the B site, and 2 more on A. A great start from Hellraisers, but it's still even. It's still a 3 versus 3. Let's see what NiP can do here.
Woxic just going to be holding tightly onto Boiler. Every now and then will frequent his peek back around mid and long corner respectively. Hellraisers have to be aware of the fact that they've got a very big part of the map completely wide open. Draken just waiting for that smoke to fade, and as it does, he'll push on through. That gets him up towards Banana now. Close to barrels, sandbags, and the like. Angel is there, but there's only so much he can do up against 2 or even 3 players. Ninjas in pajamas actually going to commit to this take. Marley smokes all being lined up. A good amount of utility on this T side. They go for a set piece on this B site. As they geared up for it. 30 seconds though. If Angel can get 1 crucial frag, that could be enough. But will be smoked off. Has to peek out. Does a bit of damage. That's about it so far. Molly clearing things off. Get Right going for quite an open plant that could be sprayed back. But again, not quite close enough. 3 versus 3. Angel still under pressure, but manages to pull through. There's the pick we were talking about. Takes down Draken. And that changes everything because they have full construction control.
Morp of Woxic looking in. Issa. Molotov down towards 1 corner, but I think that may be detrimental on the angle. He still gets the kill on Get Right, leaving it up to Forest. 1 versus 2. Spraying down Angel, but he cannot take Issa out of the action. A double kill for him. Frags galore for this lone CT player. Hellraisers will make their way up to 11. Now against NiP, who are on the back foot here. Bomb plant came through, so they can force buy, but economy's looking relatively weak. They may just decide not to. I say that though. Draken gets the AK. Erez follows it up. It will be a force back from the NiP T side on 3 rounds lost bonus. Hellraisers starting to build into the CT side.
Yeah, really stepping up 3 in a row. Only the pistol going for NiP so far. Woxic already starting us off nice and strong, working a pick with his AWP. Angel a second as he picks off the head of Forest. Issa. Bit a crucial player from Hellraisers right from the get-go. And it's him and his teammates in pit that have really been one of the key defenses of this A site. NiP been trying to crack over on towards that B site now because of it. But even then, They struggled to get close. Angel in that previous round getting that crucial pick, albeit later than we thought and later than we hoped, but still. Pick nonetheless that gave him full control. The likes of Garden and rest of Construction, or what is now Church. And it's going to crumble again here as well. They spot out the boost. They pick off his head. The bomb dropped in the smoke. The molly just on the edge of it. It forces this commit from NiP. That bomb now stuck in the fire and the flames. And it just gets worse and worse.
Pushing up. 2 lone T's left. Draken will make his move into the B bomb site, but gets shut down by Dead Fox instantaneously. All on exist, and he cannot do a single thing. NiP down by 2 now as Hellraisers shut them out of the action. 12-10 and a pause. This must be tactical from NiP. There's no way this can't be. This has to be a situation where they have to force the issue, where they have to stop. They have to think about this particular matchup because now they are in the danger zone. Hellraisers are 4 away from taking the series and going up against FaZe in the finals.
NiP running out of tactical pauses too. This is their 3rd, right?
I think so,
One
yeah.
more to remain after this. Really a lot banking on them stepping up sooner rather than later. The problem is, look at their financial situation. Really not much for them to work with. They are just going to have to suck it up and pretty much see what they can do in that 24th round. I don't think a force up here is remotely the play. And NiP are going to be thinking that too. Hellraisers 13-10. Then take the bye, you're up to 14. NiP really won't have that much left in them.
Eco. Not looking good here for NiP. Have to concede another round to Hellraisers. And get themselves up to max loss bonus and all. This should be a relatively clean round. See what they can do with these CZs and Deagles. Actually, they are buying armor with it and utility, so it's a half bite from NiP. Edging on the verge of being a force, I would argue, and they're just going to get ripped apart for it. Dead Fox spraying down the middle area. It's all Draken, Forrest, and Get Right. All 3 players just getting shut down. Forrest does get a good double dig, but he gets shut out of the action as well. It's Draken. Last man. 1 versus 4, and he's going to get shut down all the same. 13-10. That was easy for Hellraisers. Very, very easy, but NiP not concentrating on that round. Looking towards this by the AK's coming out. Exist could get a glass cannon AWP, but I doubt he would. A full set of utility across everybody here for the T side, except Get Right, limited by 1. That's not too much of an issue. AWP, AKs, M4s in play for Hellraisers. NiP back into the default. Need to find a round now, else they are on risk of it all being over right here.
Oh, I like this. The triple face down Banana. Woxic greeting them with the AWP. Rez able to spray on through and secure the trade kill. 4 rifles put into play. They are going to push up towards B, which is perfect for HR. Issa, for some reason, just using the deagle over everything else. Hoping he finally just pulls out the AK that he's got. Oh, that is beautiful. Angel managed to wipe up for a triple. Goes for the 4th. Get Right. Gonna sneak in the kill, but even with that said, it's only a 1v2. That still is so exceptionally tough for Get Right to make work, but he gets the plant. He retreats into pit. Can he pull this off? This man is a legend in these games. These clutch scenarios. Mentally having to figure out exactly what HR are going to be doing. Expecting a peek towards long. Has a good flash to peek alongside, but nothing will come of it just yet. That's his utility completely gone. Another chance expended. The Hellraiser's pushing up. The bomb is ticking. Get Right playing time to a T. An automatic style clutch if you watched EPL recently. As Get Right peeks out, slips in the first kill. Now going for a second. 0. Gonna be dealing with him, but no time left. Perfectly played by GetRight.
And that is that legendary status that you talked about. He is a legend. 1.6 in CSGO. Although he does die, he manages to get the round for NiP, and that is the bottom line. That's all he needs. 11 to 13, 2 rounds in deficit now. Hellraisers are still in the lead. Of course, they have a buy down. Economy is whittled. So NiP could take the edge off the back of this one if they can force the issue away from Hellraisers, if they can force them to a position where maybe, just maybe, they could find 5 picks, and that would be perfect for the T side. In this default, triple facing, expecting the aggression from the CT side. They've read this, and GetRight will spray down one more, adding to his kill count. Dead Fox is down and out for round 25. Already a man advantage for NiP. GetRight's tagged low. A grenade in there would do it, but Hellraisers don't have any available. Angel looking to get the trade back, can't find Exist as Exist takes another one. It's a 3 versus 5. NiP committing to the B site.
Zero are going to be trying to hold things off, waiting. The commitment of NiP. Already the peek from Woxic does lead to a kill. Draken taken down in mid, but everyone else is all over on towards that B site. At least the entry to it as they start to cross on in. Zero tapped on down, Exist. He would have greeted himself with an early frag. Woxic lurking around, trying to hold for some sort of angle, some sort of frag, but gets nothing. The smoke blocking him off. His teammate nowhere to be found. Hellraisers are out of this one. They will concede a 12th to NiP.
Hellraisers maybe looking broken after this one as well. Moneyline not looking pretty. 2 players saving. Issa and Woxic need to hold on to these M4s. See if rifles can get dropped by Dead Fox and Zero in the next one, because that economy is looking very lopsided. 12 rounds on the board for NiP, and that's all they really needed. Stuck against Hellraisers for most of this half, but finally adding to those conversions with a couple of rifle rounds. A match pause. Assumedly, Flakes can confirm, but assumedly this is a tactical for Hellraisers.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And understandably so. They need to take a moment to think about this. There is some potential here. Dead Fox can buy an M4. Zero can also buy in full. Issa can drop a rifle as well, so Angel should be sorted. Woxic, of course, at the AWP. So just topping up his utility should be okay. I think Hellraisers can force the issue back away here. Need to have a little bit of confidence right now.
I want to go back to that GetRight clutch, because I'm sure people are thinking, why is that clutch so important? Because he plays the time, because he secures it. Yeah, you use the phrase legendary trade. Sure, it's not a super flashy Nico style play, but it is incredibly important because it's the starting point for NiP to equalize things 13-13. And if they didn't get that round, we potentially could have seen the 24th or even the 25th go over to that CT side and almost get them close to series point. That started the show. The previous round continued to make it doable for NiP, and now they have a genuine shot at 13-13 and an actual chance to equalize it and start to run away with the lead, which I think would have been impossible without GetRight kicking it off. Either way, smokes to be lined up. NiP going for some very basic stuff over on towards that A site. Expecting a smoke down towards cubby/long corner. A flash play through short, judging by the positions of NiP. Woxic rotating over just to see if he can take that fight before the smoke does bloom. They have, long corner. You've also got the hay bale smoke as well, which leaves Angel in a bit of a dire spot. Woxic having to fall back straight away just to try and help his teammate on the site. His job just to hold balcony. But in NiP, this is a fake from them. They've done a pretty good job of it too. Rotations have come over on towards that site, leaving just one man there. Zero. Rapidly retreating, smoke to come down, flash is soon to follow. Molly is going to be there, but only a little bit of damage. Rez struggling to find a kill, but eventually there's just enough, supported by Draken, of course. Dead Fox in line, trying to survive from Church. Has to fall back though, just doesn't want to take the fight, and eventually Forest will force it.
Trade come back from Angel through the smoke, but it's a 4-on-3, and Hellraisers will decide to save for it. M4's AWP staying in the next round, and NiP would have forced the issue away from the CT side. What a round from them. A decisive execution in the A side, only to fake it back into B and completely catch Zero and the rest of Hellraisers off guard. It will be 13-13 as NiP. Even the scoreline up against Hellraisers once again. And considering the state of the economy that the CETs really have to play with, you can imagine that NiP should get the next couple of rounds. Potentially a force buy back from Zero and Dead Fox. They are sitting around that $4,000 marker. I think Zero can just about buy into the M4 armor, but no Kevlar, no helmet, sorry. Dead Fox, same thing. Maybe a little bit extra utility for him, but outside of that, this is a very, very good opportunity for Ninjas in Pajamas. If they can take them down now, we may be looking at a 16-13. It's a plausible situation. We're down to this point in the matchup. Down to the wire. Every round is crucial, and already NiP will make an aggressive default into the B side.
Only a few simple mollies and flashes so far. Draken is going to be searching for that opening frag, but the rest of his team out there to fight with him. It is just them looking for an entry pick at this point. A bit risky for that, but hey, whatever NiP want to do. Thankfully, at the end of the day, it doesn't work out, but this is comical to watch. Angel just holding for Forest. Spotted the head of Get Right as well. But exists. He's the problem. 10 HP. There's no way he survives that push. Rez. Draken both securing the trade kills. Makes it 3 versus 3. And this is where NiP have to make the decision. Just go towards that B site. Commit to it. Rez, if you can take down Zero, the site is yours for the taking. But you struggle. You miss those shots. The burst just not going to plan. Issa knows exactly what's going on, which means Woxic has rotated over. Now you double back. You sprint towards that A site. 40 seconds left. All eyes fall towards this. So last time he got a triple kill here. This time Get Right spams him down. Survives on just 10 HP. But surviving is the most important thing. As he gets to the site, Draken there to plant the bomb. Woxic scoped him with his orb, hoping for that shot. But he misses.
Retake for Hellraisers. Woxic will catch Get Right off guard. 10 HP. He's landed a single bullet with a P250. And will find it only to retreat. Only to call it quits once again as Hellraisers save for yet another round. 14-13 goes to the favor of NiP. Oh man, it's starting to look rather rough for Hellraisers. Harkening back to the likes of Train. Not going for this retake. It's way too tough against NiP, and they can't really afford to let these rifles go. 4 rounds of loss bonus in Hellraiser's favor. With the 2 rifles, they can force around it. Again, limited. Dead Fox might have to get dropped to rifle by the likes of Zero or Woxic, but regardless, it will be a force buy in from Hellraisers, and it's all a war of attrition. NiP, they get a solid round. They get 5 picks, and Hellraisers are done for. If they don't, well, they get small little slimmers of lifeline. And the NiPT side roll their way on towards match point. Default coming in play up towards top mid and down towards bottom banana. 3 CTs here to defend the B site. 1 will rotate back towards A. NiP taking advances, looking for an opening pick.
Dead Fox playing that banana corner, but falling back to the site. Hellraisers always feeling the pressure, being very, very passive. Really across the entire map. I mean, Woxic and Angel, I wouldn't consider that an aggressive crossfire, not the least. They're just waiting for the pushes. Rez starting to work up barrels, clearing sandbags. Dead Fox will push on down, but he's a little too late. Won't get anything at all. Just the idea that no one's banana could allow him to potentially rotate if he wants it. And if he does, that's a real problem. But thankfully, he double back, heads in towards Garden. Gets himself up on Coffin. Exist and Rez, they're at it again, working through up. The smoke going to block them, but only for now. Eventually, it will fade, and that's when they're going to look for the entry. 30 seconds roll on about. They've got to go soon. The smoke towards Cross. Here they go, charging on the site. High flash as well, and Molly's to clear him out. Taking the fight to construction. Already Dead Fox left headless. More to be done now as Exist takes down Zero. A third as Rez eats up Angel. There is nothing Hellraisers can do. It is over. 15-13. Issa and Woxic already looking for that save.
Oh, back for exits, but no retake here for Hellraisers. A decisive push for NiP on the B site. Woxic will get res. NiP will play a little bit more carefully around the CT spawn. They know the AWP is there. Issa does get spotted, but he does take out Get Right, and Woxic doing some damage at the very least. Racking up some kills on the scoreboard, but again, they are saving. There's no way this round will come to effect as Draken and Exist also try to survive. Orp from a Draken in particular, trying to look out for Issa, but Issa does get away alive. So, as you said, 15-13. 3 picks for NiP. Hellraisers need a tactical, and they will take it with a force buy up on 3 individual players. Last chance saloon for Hellraisers. Overtime or bust for the CT side.
A tough ask. Hellraiser's going to use their pause to really talk this one out. Scrabbling together a buy of some sort. Issa likely to drop a rifle. Should help on that utility front. It's a shame for Hellraisers because they fought so hard. Angel and Issa having some very, very strong games, but Dead Fox seemingly struggling 8-23. Not at all ideal, but make the polar comparison. NiP players in the same boat, Get Right as well. It's not a huge talking point, but something to watch nonetheless. Hellraisers did lose that B site a fair bit, unfortunately, due to Dead Fox unable to win some of those duels. It is what it is. 15-13. A game close. Down to the final few rounds. Round 29, in fact, is where we're at now.
Last chance opportunity. Hellraisers need to find this one. Need to roll their way onto a second afterwards. They want to hope in hell of taking this one. Dead Fox will get Draken. That's a great opener for the default. Rez will try spray through the smoke, try to see if he can take down anyone, anything, find anything at all. And Forest will take a lot of damage for it, but they trade back on 0. 7 HP. Smoke on across the grenade is perfect. And Rez will take him out the action. 4 versus 4 now. The CTs of Hellraisers held back in a default, but still NiP begin their charge, begin their final run into the A bomb site. Bomb not yet committed, but they've got 3 Ts here up against 3 other CTs of Hellraisers. Dead Fox peeking aggressive, looking out for Rez. If he rounds this corner, he can find himself 2 frags, sprays down the first, looking for Exist, but Exist gets the trade. Forest there to back him up as Exist peeks on further inwards and looking for another man. If Issa falls, this is the last chance for Hellraisers. Flashed out in pit. Looking for Get Right, hearing footsteps all around him, sprays on through, but can't get the second. It's now down to Woxic. Up in the library, the bomb will get planted. And a 1-on-2 situation to save Hellraisers. A chance in hell, a chance at this overtime. Spots him, flicks, but Forest takes the kill. NiP will go forward into the grand finals up against the FaZe clan. They are the victors of this series.